Hello and welcome to YesChef, the all-inclusive handheld kitchen assistant here to make your cooking better. I'm Devin Yarmatter. I'm a student at UCF who has a similar problem to most college students, the inability to cook. I really suck at cooking, right? So why am I making a, a cooking assistant as someone who can't cook? Well, that answers the question itself. You know, if I can't cook, why not make something that will help me cook in the long run? As a college student, saving money is one of the most important things to do while you're in college, right? And from my own experience, I can't keep spending money on takeout, right? Spending all this money on takeout is just such a burden. It's like $40 to $50 for any good meal, especially if you're eating with another person, someone significant or a friend or anything like that. It's just really expensive. Along with it being too expensive, there's also the problem with when you do want to make cheap, affordable food for yourself at home, you can mess it up and waste money. You can waste money by not cooking it right and making a bad meal, and you're just going to be miserable and just sitting there eating on your Brussels sprouts that you overcooked because they're too chewy and you didn't make them right. Our problem can reach over 6 million Americans. 6 million out of the 365-ish million Americans in the whole entire United States. To find this number, we took them out of Americans that cook at home 5 or more times a week. Then we multiplied it by the people who have a medium to high purchasing power, and finally multiplied that by the percentage of people who, on average, claim they cannot cook, which falls into about 6 million people. We have 6 million potential customers. Right now, your mom, your grandma probably has a cookbook sitting up there that you haven't touched or your grandma hasn't touched in years. What's the point, right? I mean, it's a hassle to take it down. They're chunky, they're big. You got to flip through pages to find it. It's just inconvenient. And additionally, there's no way for it to correct you or tell you what you did wrong. You just kind of have to assume you did it right. And then another counterpart is social media. Any social media sites like that, same premise. They won't tell you what you did wrong. And most of the time, when you go and look up a recipe, it's very vague. And most of the time, the ingredients are so exotic or stupid. There's no offers for substitutes. And it's just hard to find what you need in the best route to get the most delicious meal for yourself. To finally get to the point, here's our solution: an all inclusive, AI generative assistant for you to cook. It's a handheld device that you'll have on your side, and it'll have a ladle, thermometer, some measuring cups, whatever you need. You can even customize the attachments, and it'll have a little screen, almost like a tiny little iPod back in the day, something like that. And you just have it next to you, and as you go, you put the thermometer up to your steak, per se, and get the reading. Tells you add this to make it more sweet, add that to make it more sour, add whatever preferences you have for your steak. Doesn't matter. Either way, it greatly benefits you. To wrap things up, as we review our overall value proposition, I just want to remind you that cooking can be fun, and our proposition is based on results. We want to aid people in their mission of making better food for the user to eat and to learn along the way.